Have you ever wondered what happens when an unstoppable force meets a very, very edible object? What if that unstoppable force was a herd of over 1,000 wild boars, and the edible object was a farmer's entire livelihood? It sounds like the beginning of a bad joke, but for countless farmers across the globe, this is a nightly reality. Every single year, these surprisingly intelligent, incredibly destructive animals descend upon farmlands, leaving a trail of devastation that can cripple a small farm. They don't just nibble, they bulldoze. Fields of corn, potatoes, wheat are torn asunder, not just eaten, but completely uprooted in their relentless search for grubs and roots. The scale of this problem is staggering, a silent crisis unfolding under the cover of darkness. Farmers lose not just their crops but also their time, their money, and often their peace of mind. Fences fail, repellents fade, patrols steal sleep. It's a frustrating cycle of repair and repeat, costly, sometimes inhumane, and often ineffective against an adversary that learns fast. But what if the solution wasn't higher walls or louder scare tactics? What if the answer was simple, low cost, and brilliant? No, a tactic that uses boar nature against them. To truly grasp the genius of the solution, one must first understand the sheer magnitude of the problem. A wild boar isn't just a pig that got lost. These animals are powerful, intelligent, incredibly prolific. A single sow can produce 2 litters a year with up to a dozen piglets each time. A small sounder can swell into hundreds, sometimes even over 1,000. This isn't just a pest problem, it's a population explosion on 4 legs, always hungry, turning fertile farmland into an all-you-can-eat buffet. They're like living rototillers, plowing for roots, tubers, grubs, worms. A single sounder can destroy several acres in one night, leaving ground that looks bombed. It wrecks harvests and soil structure, driving up replanting costs. Global losses run into the billions annually. They breach fences, damage irrigation, foul water sources. They can carry diseases like swine brucellosis and classical swine fever, threatening entire farm economies. Farmers are pushed into expensive deterrents that shred thin margins. They've tried cannons, scarecrows, guard dogs, night vision patrols, hunting and trapping help, but are controversial, labor-intensive, and can't keep pace with rapid breeding. Boars learn to recognize threats, avoid traps, and raid the next farm, leaving farmers searching for a better way. So, what is this revolutionary trick that outsmarts such cunning? It's astonishingly simple. Farmers are creating fake food stations. Instead of blocking boars, they lure them away, offer a better, easier, more attractive meal than the crops, set designated bait stations, a strategic distance from fields, typically along forest edges where boars feel safe, stock them with food irresistible to boars. The idea taps habit and efficiency. Boars prefer the path of least resistance. Why risk exposure and dig for roots when a safe buffet is waiting? With consistency, stations become reliable, and routes shift away from crops. Bait can be cheap, overripe fruit, leftover vegetables, low-grade corn, and nuts. Let it ferment slightly. The pungent aroma draws boars from afar. The smell advertises the easy meal, guiding them away from fields. This is redirection, not confrontation. Clever diplomacy. A simple deal. Stay out of my fields, and a reliable meal waits over here. More effective and more humane. Crops protected, boars fed without harm. Setting up a successful diversion station is more art than science, but the process is clear. Step 1. Location, location, location. Place it far enough from crops so you don't lure boars toward the main prize. Near a forest line, thicket, hedgerow, boars want cover, and a fast exit. A sheltered dining spot feels safer. Step 2. Create a pathway. Lay a bait line from known entry points toward the station, just enough to guide. It teaches the route and reveals the jackpot at the end. Step 3. Build the station. It doesn't need to be fancy. A feed heap or a shallow trough from scrap lumber. The key is consistency. Keep it stocked so habits form. If it runs dry, they'll revert to old ways. Step 4. Supercharge with scent. Boars live by smell. Fermented fruit or soured corn is a magnet. That scent becomes an invisible billboard for the free buffet. Refresh regularly so every boar knows exactly where to go, keeping them occupied and far from valuable crops. The proof is in the untouched cornfield. A Tuscan grower fought nightly raids for years. He placed stations on forested slopes with fermented corn and local bread. Within weeks, raids nearly stopped. In Texas, a family set troughs by a creek with market leftovers. They rotated sites to spare ground. Fields stayed intact. Finances recovered. Boars navigate by smell, food, danger, and other boars. They are creatures of habit with excellent spatial memory. They prefer safety, cover, over open ground. Social learning is powerful. Convince the leaders, and the sounder follows. Implement responsibly. Divert, never harm. Never use spoiled food or any poison. Dangerous and unethical. Offer supplementary amounts. Tenantuichi Inalverburster Pralver, Silvamer, Tenanti Vert Irantider, not to fatten. Check regional laws. Some places restrict feeding due to disease or habituation. Use boar-specific bait and place stations away from homes and barns. Responsible practice keeps this a solution. This simple idea creates ripple effects far beyond saving crops. It can reduce wildlife vehicle collisions by keeping boars away from roads. Neighbors can coordinate stations, managing movements across the landscape and strengthening community bonds. In tough seasons, well-managed supplementary feeding reduces desperate raids without propping up populations. Redirection, not confrontation, adapts to other conflicts, offer better alternatives, aligned with behavior. Victory doesn't always mean a fight. Sometimes it means avoiding one. Understanding boar instincts unlocked a solution more effective, humane, and sustainable. Farmers sleep better, spend less on repairs and repellents, and crops grow untouched. Boars find meals without harm. Fields stay bountiful. More farms adopt, share successes, and refine the technique, a quiet movement reshaping rural life. The land is safer, animals face fewer harsh measures, and farmers focus on feeding the world. Not just a trick to stop a pest, a blueprint for harmony built on empathy and intelligence. Sometimes the best solution is offering a better choice, and it's genius.